there's a large houseless community. I spend a lot of time alone because I like to distance myself from a lot of the people, because a lot of the stereotypes about houseless people are true. They're dirty, they have drug problems, they're thieves, they're criminals. However, many people are struggling for survival, and they're in a different state of being than most typical people in society. I'm not justifying being a criminal. However, being houseless itself is not a crime. Because of the level of poverty, it pressures or influences people to act in certain ways where they act on their criminal feelings, whatever it is that they feel compelled to do. That being said, there are very beautiful people and very beautiful artists and political activists that are on the street, and other spiritual seekers or spiritual livers or just spiritual people that want to live in communion with a greater reality and think that the typical system setup is not it's not conducive to being healthy spiritually or mentally or physically. So I eat really well. I know other people that eat really well. I stay on the street, but it's fine. I feel good, morally, when I go to sleep. Mentally, there's no weight on me. And I feel like I'm living a life which is pure and in communion with the greater reality. So yeah, there's a lot of open-minded folks on the street, and there are a lot of people that sort of fall into darker areas. But it's like that in society also. There are these people that you don't want to run into in society, in the typical economical system, right? You don't want to run into Joe or Schmo or whatever. And then there are people that you're happy to run into. So whether you're houseless or not houseless, there's good and bad people. Is there a solution? I think there's a solution. I personally feel that I'm observing our economical system from the outside. I'm partaking in it because I have my own business, but from what I can see, it's not working the way it is. And the way that I'm going to push on society to change will be that food, water, and shelter are a standard. They're not something that are privileged to people. Instead of some people having the basics of survival, which is food, water, and shelter, and then getting to experience the luxury of life, while some people don't even have the basics for survival, no one will have luxury until everyone has the basics for survival. And then it won't be until everybody is secure in their own survival that we can really grow internally as a whole. This is what I believe. I think that as long as there are people starving and there are people suffering unnecessarily, while other individuals have the ability to end that kind of suffering, although you give a person food, they don't stop suffering. They'll be suffering emotionally or in other ways. You have ended a certain kind of suffering where it was within the power of a certain individual to end it. So it won't be until there are unhappy people around us that are made happy, or people who are struggling, who are helped out, that we ourselves can feel fulfilled and happy. I can't be happy when I see other people that are unhappy. I have to feel the suffering of other people, and there's no way around it. There's no amount of things, sense gratification, money or women or food or anything that will fill me up the way that helping my fellow man will fill me up. And it's taken me a little bit of time to realize that, and I've pretty much accepted it as a universal truth. So the solution will be that basics for everybody is a standard. And if there's a government, the government will provide it. If there's no government, it will be provided. I don't personally care. Anarchy, not anarchy, democracy, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs access to the basic elements of being alive.